Hey guys, welcome back to Trekyards. I'm Captain Foley,
And I'm a concept of Commander Cockings.
but we're going to reject this one because it's faulty. Speaking of concepts, today we continue our look at concept ships. Not only concept ships, but one in particular.
Yes, so obviously, guys, Jim Martin, who was on DS9 at the time, was asked to deliver some potentials for the USS Defiant. At the time, the USS Valiant, because at that time they'd not known the name of the Voyager from new spin-off Star Trek Voyager. So when that was known, they said, guys, DS9, you can't call it a V word to avoid brand confusion. So it became Defiant, but these are still in the Valiant stage. And at that point, Stuart, and I'm sure as in our first video, it was originally a smaller ship. It was going to be Runabout Plus. It wasn't necessarily a full-size craft, but they wanted it to be kick-ass shooting guns and be their brand new baby, and still a war ship. And so, obviously, guys, his first picture is Defiant, the final sketch that we know and love from Deep Space Nine. And here is the next concept sketch. So, Stuart, have you seen it before? And what is your first reaction to this Defiant that could have been?
I have not seen this before,
Yeah.
and this is very interesting and intriguing. It instantly sparked something in my mind that looks so familiar. Just the shape of the engines and the shape of that saucer, but I can't for the life of me tell what it is. There's just different elements here that look like other things that were incorporated into Trek. The back of the ship, like that main section in the middle, is very reminiscent of like the back of like a D7 or a Bird of Prey, like the retro Bird of Prey kind of look.
Okay, yeah. Which
I've
obviously
just seen-
is long in the future, has not been designed yet.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just seeing lots of things that belong elsewhere.
You're getting massive deja vu, is what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
Future
very
vu.
much so.
Future
Yes.
deja vu. But do you like it? I mean, that was a mumble, that was a whole set of comments. But do you like it?
I do. I think it's cool. I like the drop down saucer idea. Although, having said that now, I mean, just sliding that up into place with those same style struts would have been cool. But I like the thinking out the outside the box thinking for this. Let's try something new. Again, this feels bigger than the first concept we looked at. The last one felt just a little bit bigger than a runabout. This one does feel more Defiant sized, because the bridge module says a lot. Again, there's a few windows on the neck there that we can use. So, I mean, you get kind of a sense of scale, deck wise, but yeah.
So my thoughts, it's super different to the last one, and it's super different to the Defiant. This is not something that I think draws many parallels. I think this is much better. It's much more interesting. I like the 3Dness a lot, although it feels much more spindly. You know, if you said to me, "This is a warship," I'd say, "You're having a laugh, mate." You know what I mean? This is not a warship. This to me looks like a survey ship that is actually designed to like go in low atmosphere. Different levels help with like airflow, and that's how I would see it for some reason.
It feels very Oberth like a science vessel. You're right.
Those engines.
It feels like yeah. I think that's where I know the engine shapes from. It's very similar to the Oberth, you know,
which I think is great. I really like the engines. I think they're actually really cool. Although the fact he's swapped the blue and the red is weird. I don't know why he's done that. It seems quite a deliberate thing there. But I actually think this is a pretty nice design. It's definitely weird. I do appreciate the scale reference with the windows finally and the bridge. It doesn't feel as functional, but it feels specialist, and it feels like it's one of those ships that another member world had a part of, or like the source was designed to just slip out and land would be a natural thing. Maybe source separation is designed from the offset, or where because there is a sort of a separation line, a little orange line maybe on the wings where they come out, but it's a very robustly swappable payload. Maybe.
Yeah, kind of getting after you said that, I'm getting kind of a Jedi Starfighter vibe. Like the neck separates at that separation line, and that can go atmospheric and land, and then leave the warp nacelles and the whole warp drive unit up in orbit, and then come and reattach to it. Yeah, that's actually kind of a neat idea. Not that it's practical in any way, but
a tested failure. You know, you're allowed to. You got to keep testing until you find the winners.
Yeah.
And I can't imagine that was the intention. That's such a specific. You know, the mandate was warship, and I get none of that. So it's weird that I'd go straight to atmospheric, and you'd agree with some of that. But I do think this is a cool design for sure. It's definitely more Trek, but swapping the paradigm of how it all fits together. But it's definitely more recognizable. I don't think you would. You know, it's kind of one of those, you either love it or hate it, like the Chariot classes, where it's like they've changed the paradigm of how things are connected, and it's still clearly Trek. They've just changed the way the pieces are fit together.
I have a suggestion. You use the rotate thing and rotate it upside down and take a look at it again, and do that for the audience as well. Upside down, it feels like a very cool Federation design. It doesn't feel out of the box at all with its design elements. It's got the saucer up top. It's got the nacelles. It feels kind of like the original concept for Voyager almost, with the longer nacelles at the bottom. I kind of like it upside down. There's a lot of potential there.
I've also moved it so that it looks like it's going forward.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously flip the bridge dome on the top, but that's, yeah, I mean, actually. It looks more graceful now. The fact that it's stepping up.
It's what we're used to with Federation designs, right? The other one, with the normal way it was designed, it's so outside of the Federation design aesthetic. It just seems backwards. But you do this, and it's like, hey, that's all suddenly fantastic.
And then, yeah, those engines are very much then the Voyager concept engines. When they're around.
And I think that's what I was seeing with them. I just didn't see them in the right configuration, and now I definitely see those. It does feel like one of the original Voyager designs almost. So.
You know, this. I'm also going facing this way. It looks like it's someone carrying bags. His arms like hello, and but it actually really kind of works. It feels oddly graceful.
Yeah.
But that isn't the view we've got, obviously, guys. Don't want to celebrate that too much. But I think the classic view works just fine. I think it's interesting. I think it's different, but still similar. I think it would have been a hard miniature to make and look great because there's so many shadow areas. And I think it, again, doesn't look aggressive. It doesn't fit the criteria to what it was asked for. And I don't even see many visible weapons. I mean, it has phaser strips, good, or at least one set on them. But just those two little dots at the front don't scream, we've got the most powerful torpedoes in the whole of Starfleet. It's just like, here's two little probe launchers or headlights. You know, it doesn't really have that vibe.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. Like, that top module could be converted to have photon torpedo launchers on each side.
That's
like,
needed.
A pair on each side and facing back as well. Plus, taking those struts and angling them back, and then when they go down and up again, angle those back, and then slide the nacelle kind of closer to the front of the nacelle at the attachment point, would pull the ship back and make it look a lot sleeker, make it look a lot more aggressive. There's lots you could do here with this design, and I'm actually very intrigued. I'd like to kind of play with this idea and make a few changes. But yeah, it doesn't feel like a warship, though. I do have to agree with you on that. It feels very much like scientific survey vessel. It needs some bulking out and some addition of visual photon torpedo launchers.
Yeah. If that middle bit had the guns, like smack dead above the bridge, two on each side, that would have felt like, ooh, like a tank. That big tank right at the back, big can at the back would have been very visually there. But again, people have said in our comments before, don't go off on this ship. It's an unused concept for a reason. We understand that, but I mean, this is drawn. It's very well shaded. It's very well colored. I mean, it's very far along if you think about how a concept sketch can be. And so, all credit to Jim to get this far, and we're treating it like a real design as much as we can. I think it's great in its own way.
Absolutely. I mean, usually concept sketches don't get this far. It's almost like this went through a little bit of an approval process and almost got finalized, or they decided to use that for another idea we have. So continue it along a little bit. And yeah, we get that they're concept ships, but I mean, we love talking about these kind of things, the things that might have been, and maybe in some other universe it is the Defiant. Who knows? But I think it's great. It's a nice departure from what we're used to, but still feels Starfleet. But yeah, a few changes would make it much better, I think.
But still, good job.
Yeah.
Good job, Jim.
Anyways, in the meantime, guys, until we get Jim on board, actually see Jim at Wonderfest sometimes. Anyway, before we do that, if you guys are interested in that, put down in the comments what you think of this design, what you would change, what you like, what you don't like. We love reading that kind of thing. And one of the best things you can do to support our channel is hit like. Analytics help. Make sure you're subscribed, because we found out a lot of our viewers aren't subscribed, and you miss out on a lot of great content that way. But if you are subscribed and you still miss out because YouTube is YouTube, hit the notification icon. That way you're at least notified when we upload a new video, which we do every week. We also have lives during the week as well, where we talk about episode reviews and breaking news and a bunch of cool stuff. Great community to join. So please do all the things that I mentioned, subscribe, like, and notify to join the community and really get a sense of what Trekyards is.
And if you want to support us directly, there's a couple of great ways. Patreon, which is a monthly scheme we use to backbone fund the content. We need it. We rely on it. Support us if you can, if you want to see more cool things like this, or one-time donation at trekyards.com. That PayPal button is there. Well, the donate button is there via PayPal. Whatever you think is good. Join us via our Super Chat Lives every week. Those are great. Buy the Eagle Moss stuff down below with our codes. Also great. And Teespring for shirts and such. So many great ways. We've been going a long time, guys. You know the drill. Thanks much in advance.
That's right. So until next time, guys, I'm Captain Foley.
And I am Connor Coggins.
I thought you were just a concept.
The concept of Commander Coggins. But boy, I'm almost there to final draft. Almost.
That's right. We'll improve them each and every concept episode. By the end of the Defiant run, we should be good.
Yeah.
So until then, guys, bye.
Bye.